It's 42 degrees this morning. This is about as cold as I like to ride. Anything colder and it's just too uncomfortable. These are some of my winter riding tips. One of the first tips is to check your tire pressures. The Bridgestone Batlax RS10s that I put on here, they're sporty street tires, but they do take a bit longer to warm up than the stock tires. You actually don't want the pressures to be too high because then it takes longer for the tires to warm up. Yeah, that's higher than I want. I go down to about 22 psi. I think I'm going to do 30 in the back, maybe 28. Advantage of these lightweight bikes, you can just pick them up and rotate the tire. That's pretty close. These sportier tires, they do take a little bit longer to warm up than the stock tires. So by setting the pressures lower, you get the tires up to temperature sooner and you get better traction. The stock tire pressures, you can see here on the side, significantly higher tire pressures than what I set it at right now. Sportier tires also have a stiffer sidewall, so again you want to run slightly lower pressures. Other things related to the condition of the bike, you want to start with a full gas tank. If you're stranded somewhere in the cold, it's a lot more dangerous. You also want to give the bike some extra time to warm up to reduce excessive engine wear. The day before a ride, you want to do some other basic checks, like make sure you have enough antifreeze coolant in the bike, check general mechanical condition. As far as riding style, because the surface temperature is a lot colder, you're going to have less traction, so you want to ride generally slower and more conservatively. Give yourself more time to brake. You're behind cars, give them a bigger following distance. Accelerate more gently, turn more gently, especially at the beginning as the tires warm up. Don't rev your engine too high as it's warming up to reduce engine wear. You may also want to consider taking a slower route wherever you're going because of the wind chill factor. Higher speeds will make you a lot colder as you're getting blasted by cold air. Gear is super important for winter riding. As you can see here, I have these very nice Tourmaster Polar Tex winter gloves, which keep my hands nice and warm. If it's really cold or I have a long ride planned, I'll wear silk liners inside the gloves to make it even warmer. It's good to have a helmet with an anti-fog visor. Make sure you maintain visibility and doesn't fog up too bad. A full face helmet going to be much better than an open face helmet, keeping the wind blast off of you. And then I wear a baklava or a neck gaiter to keep my neck warm. Keeping your neck warm is very important because you have major arteries that flow through your neck and you can get cold really fast if you don't keep your neck covered. And dressing in layers in general is super important. I wear overpants that have like a windproof layer, and if it's super cold, I'll wear thermal underwear. So you got your regular underwear, thermal underwear, work pants, and then my overpants that have two layers. One is a wind resistant layer, so it's quite a bit of layers on the bottom, but you can take out the liners in some pants. Thermal underwear is obviously optional too, depending on how cold it's going to be. My jacket also has a windproof liner. It has two zippers in the front, reduces the amount of air that gets in through the zipper, and there's multiple vents throughout that are adjustable, and in winter riding I make sure all the vents are closed before I take off. Having gear with some high visibility sections or high visibility colors. This jacket I'm wearing has some bright yellow on the shoulders and the upper back and some reflective piping. That's important because in winter the sun comes out later, it gets dark sooner, and generally it's less bright, so having a bright clothing is good. My bike is super bright, so that can help a little bit too. Tall motorcycling boots helps keep your feet and lower legs warm, and the boots tuck in underneath your pants, so again, more wind, making everything windproof at the bottom. So here I'm taking an alternative highway. That highway tends to have higher speeds. Here I can maintain 55, 60 miles per hour and I'm not impeding traffic. Riding in the winter can be easier than the summer because it's easier to control your body temperature by adding layers. In the summer, sometimes it's so hot that it's hard to keep cool no matter what you do. So I did find that my shift light was set too low where I left it at last time, but now it's good. I'm liking my shift light being set to start flashing at 11,000 and then turn off at about 12.4. Adding a small fly screen or windscreen of some sort to your bike really helps a lot with winter riding as well. It's amazing what even a small screen can do to deflect cold air off of your body. Tucking down behind your windscreen can also help, but if you're not wearing a baklava or a neck gaiter, this position often gets wind to funnel into the front of your jacket, so you have to be wary of that. Wearing sunglasses is also important. Even though you have a full face helmet, the sunglasses add an extra layer of eye protection and warmth to your eyeballs. 20 to 30 minute commute, no chills or discomfort anywhere at 42 degrees. I don't like riding much colder than this. This is pretty much my lower limit for comfort. I'm also concerned more about black ice and surface conditions when the temperature gets into the 30s. Hope you find these tips useful. If you like this type of content, consider subscribing so you can be notified of future videos.